Salve onorevoli, rieccoci qui un nuovissimo episodio. Io sono l'Arax di Cormaris e siamo su The Dwarven. Allora, nello scorso episodio ci eravamo lasciati con l'arrivo alla roccaforte Orco Morto e avevamo trovato, insomma, che avevamo scoperto che la maga se n'era andata per cazzi suoi. Guarda negli abissi.
You can't see the bottom. When the secondlings named the Blue Range their home, there was nothing here but hard rock and a few small caves. Fantastic.
Già. Quindi ora dobbiamo andare a parlare con l'imperatore, ma che non so minimamente dove. Adrokai ha decifrato i libri.
Andikai deciphered what was written in the books that Goren wanted to send to Turga the Fairfaced. They tell of a demonic threat from the outer lands and how it can be stopped. Nudin cannot be killed by normal weapons, but undergrounders have developed a weapon that might be able to do it. Keenfire.
Undergrounders? What's that supposed to mean?
You shrug your shoulders.
Maybe there are dwarves in the Outlands too. Either way, they have described how this magical weapon can be made.
If it's got anything to do with magic, the weapon cannot be dwarfish. We shouldn't go anywhere near it.
Beh, effettivamente è logica
Nudin
come
fears the
cosa.
books. I believe that Keenfire is our best chance of stopping him. I think I'll continue to look around.
Don't get lost. And tonight, we will finally
Sì, vabbè, l'hai già detto. Ok, entriamo nella sala del trono e vediamo di parlare con il mago. Cioè con il mago, con l'imperatore. Che siano dei nani che abbiano avuto come dono da Varkas la magia? Sarebbe assurdo.
Come closer.
The power that the old High King radiated when he called the assembly to order has drained away from him. His body is sunken in the throne, but his eyes are alert and interested as he looks at you.
The lost son returns to his people. Thank Vrakas. Tell us what you learned on your journey.
You describe your adventure down to the smallest detail. Neither the king nor his advisor interrupts you. From time to time they nod, as though they were already aware of certain facts. Their brows become more furrowed with every passing minute.
Ok.
When you are finished with your story, you also have some questions.
Sono un quarto e un erede al
I
trono.
don't want to appear ungrateful, and I'm happy to finally be among my people, but I will not ascend the throne. I hardly know anything about our customs and laws. Everything that I know, I have learned from books that Lot Yonan gave me. There must be more suitable heirs than me.
Non è quello che avrei detto io,
Your
però.
announcement honors you. But to be honest, you never had a claim. To stop
Ecco.
Kandagar, we
Siamo
had
una
to
pedina,
stall for
appunto.
time. Lot Yonan helped us with our little story. We don't even know if you are a fourthling.
The king's advisor misinterprets your unbelieving gaze and quickly adds,
We're only being as deceitful as goblins for one solitary reason. To stave off possible harm to our people.
you feel as though you've been hit in the stomach. If this is true, not only have you lost your newly found kingdom, but Master Lot Yonan also didn't see it as necessary to inaugurate you in the
Beh,
conspiracy.
sì, viviamo tipo in un'illusione. Mi sembra di essere una pedina.
Game is being played here.
Gandagar, as king of the Fourthlings, is to supersede me as High King, but his mind is poisoned with hatred towards the elves. He would probably win a war against them, but he would weaken us, and Girdlegard would not be helped by this. I was hoping for a great coalition with the elves, and even with the Thirdlings. I would have given anything to start the negotiations. In times of
Ma i
great
terzi non erano
need,
dispersi.
only the common goal can count.
And which role have you planned for me?
Well, with you as a second aspirant, certain possibilities of protocol open up to us.
Perché Gandogar odia così tanto gli elfi?
Why is Gandagar so full of hatred towards the elves?
His father and brother were murdered by elves. At least that's what's claimed.
No one knows the truth, just as no one knows how true this report about the Fifthlings is. But isn't it strange that this letter has turned up now, just when it can play into the hands of the elf haters. Many dwarves' hatred towards
vabbè,
the
questa
elves
è
is
grande
great,
tradizione che i nani odiano gli
perhaps
elfi.
even greater than their honesty.
Sembra che, vabbè, sia il peggior
I
imperatore di
understand why you
sempre.
want to prevent a High King Gandagar. He will be blind to our real problems.
Gandagar's only liability is that he lets Bislipper whisper dark thoughts in his ear. The advisor is the problem, not the king.
A problem that I am fortunate enough not to have.
The High King smiles weakly at his advisor.
Gandagar is a good dwarf and a good king, and I am certain he could also be a good High King if he was free of Bislipper's lies and false advice.
Ma scusami, perdonami. Capisco l'importanza di un fedele consigliere, un consigliere ti può influenzare, ma se ti arriva a influenzare così tanto, non sei un buon re, sei una marionetta.
Your plan has a flaw. Even if I were to line up, I couldn't win. No one on the council will vote for me.
You don't have to win.
Belendolin points to the Steelies in the throne room.
It's written in our laws that the High King can oppose an heir if he isn't elected unanimously. He can then demand a duel or a contest in order to determine the winner.
Such a contest could take weeks, if not months, and it would win us some time.
E di preciso di cosa consisterà tale
What kind
prova?
of contest would you have us competing? Gandagar is surely superior to me in many things.
Everyone in the council will write a task on a piece of paper, and from them, the contest will be drawn.
And this only once you have made a speech and have won over as many as possible in the council to your side. The more sympathetic the council is towards you, the higher the chances of a contest that fits your abilities.
Speech? You're beginning to like this whole thing
Beh,
less
sì,
and
fai
less.
anche schifo a parlare. Wow, 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 wow. Ha tirato uno scatto assurdo. Sei sicuro che sia la cosa migliore per noi nani?
Is this really the best for our people? If you cannot dissuade Gandagar from carrying out his plans, it could end in a fraternal war.
Don't worry. We'll open up his eyes and he will recognize the malice of his feigned friend. We just need time, and you must gain it for us.
Non so onestamente se voglio continuare con questa farsa.
I'm not sure. What if it goes wrong and we split the dwarves into two factions?
We won't let it get that far. But you, Tungdil, will have to help us.
We will support you with all our power. You will not take this road on your own.
All right then. If you believe in it, I will
No,
follow
no,
your plan.
no, è un piano troppo
No
brutto
one
e
acts
stupido.
more honorably than you, Tungdil.
Belendolin smiles at you encouragingly.
You say Andakai may have found a way to defeat Nodon, and she suspects that the Magus is possessed by a demon from the outer lands. It may be possible to kill this demon with an axe called Keenfire. I have commissioned armor that is worthy of a prince. It will be delivered to your chamber by sunrise.
You say goodbye with a queasy feeling in your stomach. You always thought that you were articulate, but the prospect of having to make a speech in front of the large council doesn't exactly fill you with elation.
Ok.
Vracus, who made the dwarves of stone, has himself been hewn from stone by these self-same dwarves. A masterly piece of work, like one of which only the masons of the secondlings can still accomplish today.
Ok, fatemi vedere un attimo una cosa perché mi sembra che il mio PC stia un attimo morendo. Aspettate. Fermi tutti. Se n'è andata la corrente, ragazzi, quindi è meglio se non continuo a registrare perché non ho nemmeno l'internet. E più, come vedete, rallenta. Quindi, momento, signori. Ok, rieccoci, connessione ristabilita, quindi guarda il carbone per curiosità.
The coal fire is lit when the kingdoms meet for council. It has lain dormant much too long, until it was finally lit again a few days ago.
Ah. Guardiamolo.
The High King's advisor has the build of a warrior. His eyes are like those of a bird of prey, and you can see a keen intellect behind them.
Ok. Beh, direi che è anche ora di tornare indietro, quantomeno per capire ora le prossime mosse. Almeno spero che ci sia un momento dove ti dice prepara il discorso, lo reputo veramente vitale e necessario. Ok, parliamo con loro.
Ah, Tungdil!
L'imperatore mi vuole come rivale di Go, in modo da ritardare la sua
The
incoronazione.
High King and his advisor don't know where I come from either. But they only want to use me to delay Gandagar's coronation and ultimately prevent war with the elves.
Già, è molto
Whatever
triste.
happens, we will stand by your side, Scholar.
You're not sure whether the moral support of your friends will be much use in a contest with Gandagar, but it feels good not having to go through the whole thing on your own.
I think I'll continue to look around.
Don't get lost. And tonight, we...
Ok, sì, dici sempre la solita cosa. Quindi credo sia ora il momento di dormire, ma qualcosa chiaramente mi dice che non sarà un sogno tranquillo. Più che altro un sonno tranquillo, perché mi aspetto che qualcuno verrà a farmi visita. Ma me lo aspetto con tutto il cuore. Perché reputo abbastanza strano, insomma, viene un nuovo contendente e la controparte non dovrebbe fare nulla.
You are looking forward to the first proper bed for weeks.
Vai a
You
dormire.
undress and lie down. Before you know it, your eyes close and you fall asleep.
Ok.
When your new armor is brought to you the next morning, you can hardly believe your eyes. However, as a smith, you can't stand the fact that you haven't contributed anything to it, and decide to add some inlays.
Pensavo fosse un cucchiaio, infatti si dire che cazzo ci fai con un cucchiaio?
Even one who wears the armor of a prince can still be a farrier underneath it, don't you think, Tungdil Bolafar?
Come un serpente in abiti eleganti, che resta sempre un serpente.
Just like a snake in elegant clothing is still a snake.
Ignoring your question, Bisleypur eyes you very exactly before he speaks.
So, you want to be one of our kingdom? A foundling brought up by a wizard? One wouldn't think it possible. And I don't think it possible either. There is no proof of your origin, and Gandagar's the council on his side. Why don't you spare yourself the disgrace and just not turn up in front of the council?
Perché non ti fai i
Put
cazzi
your
tuoi?
skein to bed, and we will take you into our kingdom. We will give you everything you need your whole life long. In exchange, you support Gandagar instead of
Questa cosa
challenging
mi
him.
fa sospettare, perché a quanto pare qualcuno ha la coda di paglia. Se sono semplice maniscalco, perché mi offri tutto l'oro del mondo pur di supportare un altro? Almeno attendi di sentire il mio discorso. E cosa crederà se non segue il tuo suggerimento? Continuiamo a sfidare.
Oh, you mean like your letter that has been found after 1,000 cycles and makes the elves responsible for the fall of the fiflings?
It is no secret that the elves are deceitful. And what could possibly be more suited to get one over on us than letting the perished land in and presenting us as the scapegoat?
The elves have been displaced by the perished land and are now almost eradicated.
I said they are deceitful, not wise.
E che cosa accadrà se non segui il tuo consiglio?
And what if I don't withdraw my candidacy?
You wish to stand against your own king? A stray dwarf offending a deserving leader such as Gandagar through his claim? No one in the Brown Range will like that. Prepare yourself for life as an outsider among the Fourthlings.
Almeno attendi di sentire il mio discorso.
Children of the Smith cannot be silenced.
You are a dwarf, I confess, but no Fourthling can remember a dwarf child ever going missing.
And you know thousands of the Fourthlings personally, and know exactly where they live in the mountains, what they're planning, or what small tragedies take place in their lives?
You have a sense that all the long evenings in the library and debating with Lot Yonan weren't for nothing, as Bislipper struggles for a reply, then lets it go. You have had enough of this dwarf. He makes you feel uneasy, or worse still.
Get out!
A humanized bastard will not issue me orders. Know your place, false dwarf.
Un cazzottone in bocca non glielo potevi garantire. Invece ti sei solo scottato. Beh, cazzo, effettivamente si è fatto... Si è stagnato la mano. Stagnato, insomma, per modo di dire. Guarda la ciotola con loro.
Some of the gold has left a coin-sized mark on the back of your hand. It hurts, but you like the idea that a bit of the metal you love is now part of you.
Non funziona propriamente così, però va bene.
You had just
No,
finished
dai, che
setting
palle!
the last inlay, the seal of Lot Yonan, who brought you up and is gone, when Bislipper interrupted you.
Guarda l'armatura.
Not only is it worthy of a king and fits me like a glove, but it should also offer me additional protection in battle.
Sì, era ora, cazzo. Guarda che cazzo di figo che sono. Era ora che avevamo un'armatura e non vestiamo più dei panni da 4 soldi. Ora, prima di tutto, dovremmo prepararci un buon discorso. Non abbiamo avuto modo di leggere.
That is
vabbè.
why I too lodge a
Ecco.
claim to the throne and why I think I am the more capable heir.
Thank you for your speech, Tundil Bolafar. The council may now ask questions.
Oh, cazzo. Avrei voluto salvare prima. Chiediamo lui.
Nothing you say will convince anyone here. You didn't grow up amongst us, and no one knows if you really are a fourthling. I do not believe there has ever been a more unworthy heir to the throne of the High King.
Ma è una domanda o
are just wasting
un'affermazione?
our time.
No, fidati, questa è la roba meno sconsigliata da fare un nano. Non sapevo che parlassi a nome di tutti. Interessante.
Oh, I didn't know you were the spokesperson for everyone at this assembly, Bislipper. I had the impression that every dwarf is capable of forming their own opinion.
Absolutely.
Here, here!
He's right, you know.
Keep out of it, Bislipper.
Perfetto. Secondo.
Yes, the dwarf from the Secondling Kingdom over there.
You say that a war against the elves would be madness. But how can such a young dwarf as you judge that?
Domanda sbagliata. Domanda
has he?
decisamente sbagliata. Ok, rieccoci. Non saprei. I nani comunque, come ho detto, hanno un onore molto alto. Paragonarli solo ipoteticamente agli albi non mi sembra un'idea geniale. Si diciamo il nostro compito è proteggere la terra
It is
nascosta?
true. There is much that I only know from books. But it is written that it is our duty to defend and protect Girdlegard, and that includes the elves. And don't the elves have the same enemy as we do? They could stand by us in battle. Why should we play into the hands of the enemy by attacking them, rather than working against the enemy together?
Ok.
But that is true.
He's right. The words of a clever warrior.
Oh,
But the point
perfetto.
he is hates us, and we hate them too.
What is it they say again? My enemy's enemy is my friend.
Ok, ci sta, ci sta, ci sta. Siamo riusciti perché questo è sottile, perché giustamente Tandil non sa l'orientamento dei nani nella loro cultura e legge. Io un po' lo so perché i nani sono una delle mie razze preferite. Quando giocavo a D&D ho sempre giocato nani, quindi personaggi che erano nani, quindi sono abituato in questa mentalità. Quindi fate sempre attenzione, non paragonate i nani a nessuno, tantomeno sminuiteli in nessuna forma. Chiama il
Yes?
quarto.
Your question?
just so I get this right, you want to forge a weapon that is described in a book of fairy tales from the perished land to kill a demon that none of us has ever seen?
I have most definitely seen it, Goimgar, Yellow Belly Shimmerbeard.
Ma la nostra sola possibilità è... Ando Calamari ha tradotto il testo e pensa che potremmo riuscire a uccidere il demone. I miei nani sono testardi e si comandano in un certo senso da solo, prendono ordini da altre razze. Dire un mago, i nani sono avversi alla magia, è un mago che non è un nano per l'appunto. E sarebbe assurdo. Nostra sola possibilità. I nani devono agire. Mi sembra quella più saggia.
We have seen the perished land with our own eyes, and its master Nodon could not be killed. Many have died for the books in which it is written how Keenfire can be made, and the Magus did all he could to get his hands on the two hearths made of Sigurd Daisy wood. Those are the facts, whether you like them or not. These problems won't solve themselves, so I ask you, is it the Dwarven way to step aside and do nothing, or is it our way to act?
To act!
We don't hide away.
Ok.
If the humans won't stop the perished land, then we
Ok,
will.
abbiamo l'appoggio,
We shouldn't get drawn in. Let's show the Magus the strength of the dwarves.
Solo
I
uno ha
have
detto no.
heard enough. The council has heard the words of both candidates and must now make its decision. Those of you who wish to see Tungdil Bolafar, the returning son from the Fourthling Kingdom, as my successor, raise your axe. And those who wish to see Gandagar Silverbeard from the Silverbeards, the king of the Fourthlings, as my successor.
Ma che hanno votato 2 volte sti
It's
stronzi.
close, but Gandagar has received more votes.
Very good.
Excellent. Here's to Gandagar.
Long live our new High King!
However, the result was not unanimous, and as acting High King, I avail myself of my right to demand a contest between the aspirants.
Ok.
What is this?
But he won the ballot.
It's the rules. The High King has the right to do so.
Respect. He is still the High King.
Silence!
You have heard the High King's command. Write down your challenge for the aspirants.
Ok, ci siamo. Ha vinto la
Are you
votazione l'amico
The one that
Fritz.
masters this task first will become the High King. It is an expedition. The trial is to lead a group to forge the axe Keenfire in the Grey Range, which can then be used to fight against the Magus Nodon.
An expedition into the perished land?
Già.
Brilliant!
You can't be serious.
Ha
That's what I call a worthy
funzionato.
challenge, don't you think?
I call it luck, Scholar. Of all the challenges, Bislapur draws this one.
Yes.
Oh.
Luck.
È strano, perché non vi saprei nemmeno dire se questa è una roba che va totalmente a nostro favore. Però anche qui la
But,
votazione.
my king, don't demand this of me. Why me, of all people?
You are one of my best gem cutters, and I promise to support him. It should be a fair contest. Or should I break my word just because of you?
But...
You will go, Goimgar Shimmerbeard. Do not put us to shame. Follow Tungdil's instructions. Go! And come
E
back
questo chi
in
cazzo
good
è?
health.
And with that, our group is complete.
Who have you chosen as Mason?
Good day, gentlemen.
Tu ci sei.
The old drunkard?
Old drunkard? He assured me he's the best stonemason here. The High King himself sent him.
Well, I said I was precisely the stonemason you need. I didn't exactly say I was sent by the High King.
You let yourself be tricked by a drunkard.
I don't want him with us.
Rest assured, Boindil, I too could imagine better company. But Tungdil gave me his word.
Ma che cazzo abbiamo
I
scelto?
gave you my word. And as long as you are capable of doing the stonework needed for Keenfire, you are welcome. Girdlegard is at stake here.
I wish you no ill fortune, Tungdil, but also no good fortune. The throne belongs to me, and through my victory, Vracus will show the clans.
Ok. Però è apprezzabile perché ora sembra molto più sano senza il consigliere. Forse ha ragione di fatto.
The task is clear to the contenders? The first to forge Keenfire and bring it back here has proven his abilities and will be our new High King to lead us in battle against Nod-On.
It will take months to complete the task. The journey to the Fiflings alone is a long and dangerous business.
Dangerous, yes, but not necessarily long. Do you know the old tunnel system that connects the Dwarven kingdoms?
Tunnels are all well and good, but why should we get there so much quicker under the ground than over it?
A knowing smile plays on the mouth of the advisor.
Well...
Quel beh mi fa paura. Molta paura. Come dicevo, il mio dubbio è, di fatto, la votazione l'avremmo potuta cambiare un minimo? O sarebbe sempre comunque andata così?
Pretty impressive what our forefathers achieved here, isn't it?
The kingdoms all work together. If we do the same, nothing is impossible.
Here, here.
Ma cosa è successo tra tre e Boindil?
I hope you understand me asking, but there seems to be bad blood between you and Boindil.
It's nothing that will endanger our mission. We've just always hated each other.
There's more behind it than commonplace hatred.
Bavragor doesn't react. His gaze is directed towards events that took place a long time ago.
Perché sei così deciso a voler venire con noi?
I still don't understand why you tricked me and why you were so set on coming with us.
I have been the master of stone for more than 200 sun cycles. My work is admired all over Girdlegard. There has never been a better secondling mason than me. But today, I don't want to be remembered as a drunkard with the chisel trembling in my hand, but as Bavragor Amethyst, undefeated master of stone who brought Keenfire to life. One last masterpiece.
Quindi sei stato così stupido da buttare la tua grande carriera perché ti sei ubriacato, cioè ti sei dato l'alcolismo e le tue mani hanno iniziato a tremare. Smettila di bere, uno di questi giorni ci rimarrai
Really
secco.
should rein in your drinking. We need you in good shape.
There are some who say I'm only the master of beer and not the master of stone anymore. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I can't forget, no matter how much I drink. I wonder why we haven't seen any sign of
Stai continuando a parlare ma si è
recently.
fermato là.
Perhaps they took a wrong turn somewhere.
Ah no, sta
I'm
andando.
sure we'll reach the Fifling Kingdom before them.
Nel senso, pensavo che il discorso non era andato avanti, si era bloccato.
We're not on the way to the Fiflings. We are on the way to the Firstlings. We're probably already under the land of the Custodian.
The Firstlings? Why?
The Firstlings have been the best smiths in Girdlegard since the Fiflings were wiped out. Only they can alloy Tionium and Palladium, which are actually mutually repellent. Anyway, we could use all the help we can get in the battle against Nod-On and...
Già. Perché nulla può andare mai bene. Che palle. Addio.
Damn. Goimgar.
Ne manca uno, o sbaglio? Ah no, sono tutti lì.
It burns!
We won't get further this way, Scholar. What now?
It's all your fault, you imposter. I was nearly killed, and for what?
It is good that you are still alive. We need you for our mission.
So you can steal a throne that doesn't belong to you?
Hatred glints in the gem cutter's eyes, and for a moment, you think he's going to attack you with the courage of desperation.
Punisci Gongar con dispetto. Cerca di controllare meglio la... No, vabbè.
I'm not interested in the title of High King. I am trying to save Girdlegard. Even if you don't believe anything else, you must believe this.
I don't have to believe anything. I am here against my will. My own thoughts are my only remaining right.
Enough! Gather up all the materials we can still save. If we manage to reach the firstlings, we can get anything we're missing there. And it should be less than 200 miles to their stronghold.
Ok. Però non dovremmo inimicarceli per il semplice motivo che... Così ci fottiamo
After
da
you've
soli.
gathered together the materials, you begin to search for a way out. And after a sweaty climb, you reach a door adorned with runes. From here, you enter a large cave with a waterfall covering a sun-drenched opening. You walk through the waterfall one after another, and after the unintentional shower, you find yourselves in Wayan, near the enchanted realm of Oramira. You find yourselves on a plateau, and the river which falls as a waterfall here hides the entrance to the underground rail network. It then flows past a forest, behind which you can see a wall and tiled roofs. You check the map.
That must be Mithridatia. We'll go through the forest to the city and see if we can refresh our supplies and buy some ponies.
Ok. Continua. Ma, signori, fatto ciò... in realtà potremmo... giocarcelo un po' come cazzo ci pare. Non sarebbe male tirare qui... e poi tirare a nord. Per vedere un po' e poi scendiamo a picco. Sì. Sì, ho deciso. Sarà un viaggio molto tortuoso perché dovremo andare prima a nord, scenderemo qui, poi qui, e di qui, e ci facciamo tutto il giro. Sì, così visiteremo ogni singolo avamposto. Ma, signori, come ho detto, fatto ciò, sono costretto a ammettervi che il tempo è tiranno. Ci becchiamo nel prossimo episodio.